bad mic in the beginning.
Yes.
I don't
we
recommend.
told you every time.
No, you didn't. You said
Yes, we
we
did.
can't hear you.
I said your mic.
Your mic is out.
It sounded fine.
I mean, now it does because I have an actual headset.
So, Earl, do you want Dogma's audio to diamond sentient? Are you sure about that?
I hope the audio dies mid-sentence, so it sounds like a really bad cut together. Remember when Zach?
Oh,
That could be taken out of context.
I forgot I made a joke that Nesmond was Naruto. Give me a second. All right, he's gone.
He says Rex doesn't watch anime.
No, I don't.
It's
I
not,
know
that's,
Naruto.
that's not an anime.
but
That's cartoon.
The only thing I know about that is the run because Moira does that.
Believe it.
Oh boy!
All right.
It's Elmo.
When last, all right, we're starting. When last we left off, we had our heroes encounter a few new situations. After inquiring about the ancient tower and not really going into detail about it, your team somehow managed to get inside. Well, not really your team. Another team that's better than you, more organized and works well with each other, managed to do it, and you just rode their
They also have
coattails.
more members down a magic. They also had more members fall down a magic hole. So I mean,
Also split the party.
That's fair. Definitely fair. That aside, though, better teamwork. But your team managed
because
to.
you control them all.
That aside, your team managed to deal with a few situations, finding some new information as well as finding some old, as this is a labyrinth of a few new situations. Some of you found some ancient chains, some of you found some ancient documents. However, one in particular found a fire that has continuously been burning since, well, you don't know since when. The continuous fire continues to burn, and in another room, Sigvald and Caitlin are currently looking at a sparkling coffin. Don't really know what that's about, but let's start off with them first, because I said I would last time.
Thank you. I'll telepathically tell her there is something or somebody in this coffin.
I'm almost up the stairs. Don't run.
Watch out for the last step. It's a bit deeper than the rest.
Caitlin dies. Go ahead and roll a new.
Fuck for Caitlin.
Caitlin dies to the stairs. Go ahead and roll for a new character. Sigvald, what are you doing?
Okay.
Yeah, drop kick, but have your new character in 5 minutes before you
I
get
got
kicked out of
this.
the game.
I knock again on the coffin. I'll keep my ear to the coffin. Do I hear anything?
As before, you managed to hear the same repetitive knocks. You're not sure why, but it's exact monotone way you knock, if knocks could have monotone. And the same type of pitch, the same type of pattern persists in the opposite direction. It's quiet, though. If you weren't paying attention and hearing for it, you would not have heard it. Caitlin, however, does manage to get back up the stairs and dust herself off.
This time I'm using my sword as a walking cane.
Sorry. Lady. I found the coffin, then when I knock on it, it knocks back. It's really...
You ever knock on a fish tank?
No, a fish tank?
Open it.
It's I will look around it to see if it is trapped.
You look at the area and go ahead and roll an investigation.
Investigation. 15.
Other than the sparkling iron cross on top, you don't really see or get a sensation of, oh, this is clearly a mimic about to bite your hand off. Nothing like that.
Okay. Can I please incite the DM for saying that?
Sure. Go
Sorry,
ahead and roll
that's-
insight.
I got this inside, dude. I'm gonna use my real life wisdom.
A real life wisdom plus -2, right?
Fuck.
Still pretty good roll.
It's -40.
I
It's higher
know.
than average.
It's worse than my deception.
From what you can tell,
Okay.
it's not a mimic.
Okay, I will try to open the coffin.
Makes
a
you
bit-
natural 20.
But
Do you open it?
I will try to open it. Yes.
As you begin to move the area, you begin to gesture. You manage to open it, and immediately the area springs with a miasmic flow of energy. You, Caitlin, the halfling boy, the woman beside him, everyone gets hit with it. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Hey, at least I'm consistent today.
I thought you guys were supposed to be the high intelligence character.
Who the two digits?
I am.
Let's see. 15, 14. You get immediately hit with whatever the heck this is. But
Mhm.
surprisingly enough, nothing seems to happen. It feels chemical. It definitely you sense that something is off about it. But it's more like, if you understand this term, something was preserved in the area and you just immediately let it out. It's chemical, it hits you like a freight train, but you withstand it. And standing inside, I need to find their dumb character sheet.
Why was the first thing that came to my mind when you said chemical and something was let out was the fucking oil guy from Fern Gully just coming out of the coffin?
Yeah.
My wizard!
By the way, how are the other two handling it?
They're knocked out right now.
The greatest wizard that ever lived, Sir Froggo! So Tugsworth!
I rolled a 5 and a 1. They're knocked out.
I'm just saying, at least I'm consistent today. Everything's gonna be a 15 apparently.
He's equipped with a little dagger in his little coat.
Standing in front of you
I-
seems
I-
to be a large frog-like or lizard-like creature, adorned with a robe and a magical hat. You do and can tell that it is magical. For some reason or another, the magical aura around you surrounds you, and they just simply stare at you.
So they are awake.
They, like, if you're trying to test, like, snapping in front of them or, like, pointing at them, they seem to mimic the exact same motion and tone.
Okay.
I extend my hand to help him out.
They extend their hand to help you out. Is what
They are
you're
lame.
figuring.
You said it wasn't a mimic.
I throw one hand
That's
upside
what I
down, the
was
other hand.
thinking.
Oh, he got out somehow. Alright, let's learn it.
Eventually, you somehow figure it out. He doesn't seem to be able to speak, but he is able to repeatedly make motions and combine patterns to allow him to communicate, or at the very least function.
I pick up so Turdsworth.
This is a 5'5" lizard folk.
I pick up so Turdsworth.
You pick up. He tries to pick you up as well.
One of us wins. Do we just fly away in a sin?
Uh, no, it just looks very weird. You're like at a middle school dance where everyone has to be 3 feet apart. And Sigfold's your chaperone.
Alright, Sigfo, we can go back to the others now.
I will try to telepathically communicate with this creature. Well, hello there. My name is Sigfold, and what is yours?
Ooh. Kit, and you see Sigfold get knocked out. Oop, wrong way. Get
What?
knocked out.
What?
As Sigfold, within your mind, after saying that, you just hear a large croaking sound within your head, and it just hurts your very mind, causing you to be knocked out.
Really? Okay.
The croak translated to "be gone, fucked."
No chaperones at
Eternal.
this dance.
After a while, Kenton realizes Sigfold's knocked out. He's just knocked out, not dead. So easily wake him up.
Let my medicine check decide if I know that he's actually knocked or he's sleeping on the job.
Oh.
Sigfold does know now that it's possible that he can communicate. He's just choosing not to.
Okay.
I hug the Froggo. Sigvo's too heavy to pick up. Do I just drag him down the stairs?
You just move him, and he moves you, so you guys just work in tandem. So you go back to the group, or do you go up the stairs?
I go. Oh, there's more upstairs. I go back to the group though.
Okay.
Sigvo's knocked out, and I've lost, and I now have a new Froggo friend. And
This
I'm
is-
naming so Toadsworth.
This is a 6-tier building. But before you actually manage to get to the rest of the group, let's get rid of the weird and go to a more. This literally says Alchemist Tower.
Appropriate.
Entering inside, you see a fire that has been burning for who knows how long. Jettisoning around it seems to be explosions, small, bright, emanating light surrounding it. There are 3 strange jewels surrounding the area about the size of a Mixie, about the size of a Nesmin, and definitely about the size of a cat. Whatever is inside here, it's definitely trouble. Maybe.
You take-
Definitely maybe trouble. Ladies, do you know anything about this? I say to the noblewoman and her handmaiden, do you know anything about this magic circle?
About that. Nesmin and Mixie, did you decide who you were going to play this week?
New characters, I believe.
Yep.
Okay. Please continue.
Do we know anything? Or is
No,
this-
you've never been able to open this door. Or at the very least, you've
Uh,
never acted upon it.
We've never opened this door, so no, unfortunately not.
And you have never heard any of them. Did the other members who came through here earlier, did they go into this room?
You know
Other
that they
members,
never did.
quotation mark?
You know that Section 9 had another team before this team, known as Team 9, which was unimaginative, but they were the 9th team.
Ah, yeah. But they never did.
Guess I want to Arcana check.
Sure.
Alright, Arcana. 3.
Even with your
It
Arcana
sure is
with
bright.
3, you can tell it's magical. Don't know how long it's been burning, but it has been for some time. A day, 2 days, 300 years, you're not too sure.
Realta's here. She's good at Arcana.
Oh yeah, let me try.
Okay.
Do it for me. Oh,
From what Realta can tell,
dun-
it's been at least more than 2 months that this fire has been burning. It is magical and arcanic in nature, but you're unable to identify what it truly is. However, for some reason you feel that it is a protective ward of some sort. What it's protecting? I don't know.
Perhaps we should wait until someone more familiar with arcane knowledge comes and takes a look.
yeah, probably.
That was Evie's roll, by the way.
I assumed. Oh. That is a natural 20, and I am a little sad that it is.
The two rolls I've made have both been natural 20.
Based off of the analysis that Relta, Byroth, that was about it. Examine the area, you can tell that it is a protective ward of some sort of magical entity. Inside houses a blade of some unknown origin to you. However, it is quite powerful and manages a great, not necessarily evil, but a true vice within one's own self. You're not sure which one it is, but you do believe it is of the documents you found earlier today, this week. The gems around it seems to be a pervading magical aura, continuously providing it energy with the surrounding force of the tower. If you manage to break the actual gems inside, it will neutralize the shielding spell surrounding this tower. That being said, it would also allow the fire to finish burning and the blade to be released. The fire is an alchemical fire that has burned for more than 300 years.
So if the fire goes out, the blade's released, is what I heard, right?
Correct. The explosions around it seems to signify if someone tried to step in the circle, they likely would have been hit with some strange force before actually even touching the fire.
From what I can tell, the gems around it seem to be providing it with magical essence. Was there a shield when you came in around?
Everyone actually never found that out because they, again, rode the coattails of another team.
Yeah, but my character still doesn't know that, so she'll still be asking.
Well, how
Byroth, we found a shield with a crescent moon on it. Because that's the sort of thing that he'd remember.
I mean more like a magical shield. Maybe around the tower?
No.
By the way, Byroth would not know that I found any armor because I haven't told anybody yet. Just saying.
I was in the room when it happened.
It,
No.
You
If I
weren't.
was.
Because,
Okay. Okay.
because I just got out of the room with the giant bag of equipment being dragged by two people.
But
At
it,
this point, the rest of the team does connect with each other.
but it does seem like break the gems across, the fire will go out. And the sword will be most likely be set free.
Is that a bad thing? Why is the sword on fire?
Did I document this? Or...
The documents you found weren't specific. They just said that they were testing this object. Unless one of you has some sort of finesse with magical properties or has some sort of, let's say they were a teacher at one point or another. Your two characters would not know.
You could say I'm.
Entirely sure what they were doing or why it's like this, but it up to you.
Well, I'm interested in the shield you mentioned earlier. Why do we need the shield?
Oh no, I was asking more if there was a magical shield that was around the tower because it seems to be sort of connected. That's what
Oh.
I'm.
I don't know about shield, but there was no entrance, and the magical means had to be used to enter.
How did you enter?
Riding the coattails of another team.
We went through a teleporter thingy device.
Stuff we cheated.
Yeah. And then we broke it.
Bleeps and states, yes, they cheated.
Perhaps there's around about the sword itself, but I'm not too sure at this point in time if it would be a good idea or a bad idea. It's up to your judgment. And Evie tries to look for Doc about the sword.
I found a being that is more threatening than anything we could ever imagine. Caitlin prevent Churchworth.
That's not his name, but it's his
Names.
name for now.
He's my squishy and I love.
No.
He waddles, doesn't walk forwards.
I'm not putting on the.
Well, he tries to waddle, and you're just turning him.
Can Byroth insight the nature?
Sure. Evie can tell that this is one of the members of Team 9.
No.
Is his name actually so Toadsworth?
It's not.
Do I know
Caitlin-
his name?
He never spoke, but the other team did mention his name beforehand. Caitlin is right, he is a sir. But his name is Sir Winston MacGuffin III of Esquire, House of Court Fire.
Can you please write that down?
He's literally a MacGuffin. Better collect him.
I'm just gonna go with Sir
Sir,
Edwardsworth, so it'd be easier for you.
The Edward.
Yeah.
Is that what? Okay.
Let's just go with
Sir
that one.
Edward McGuff.
Don't forget of House Fire.
Sir Edward!
You won't know. I
Okay.
didn't say. I'm still looking for shit, so.
That's
Never-
fine.
Never correct.
Maria had the information. She just couldn't decipher it completely.
So
Yeah.
with an insight of 23, do I feel like this guy is any weirder than a regular lizard person would? Is he off subtly?
If you had to guess, he's about a level 13 mage, lizard folk. He is strong, quite powerful. You're not sure why he wasn't able to make it with the rest of them, or why he's not speaking. But he is weird in the sense that he's not speaking. But that's not that strange. Sigvold can testify why he's not speaking, if he wants to give that out. But beyond that,
I am
nothing-
out cold. It's gotta be kind of tricky to say anything.
You're fine now. Caitlin rolled like a 19 medicine check. 17 medicine check. You're fine.
And then she said that she was leaving me there.
Said I look like I'm gonna have to drag you down these stairs.
She dragged me down the stairs. Would I wake up halfway down because of all the head knocking?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you would let her just do it because you're that low.
Sure, yeah, I would let her drag me.
It makes you feel better. I stopped dragging you about right
But where?
where you're choking.
Okay.
You made it in the room.
And I'll just keep laying there passed out. I'm fine.
Okay, Byroth, you can tell that he's not a threat to your team, at least not right now. I mean, he might be later on if you guys decide to attack him. That's up to you, dude.
How happy he is.
No, he is Section 9. He is like brother.
I mean,
He is so totes. He's my
So
squishy.
forget.
I pet his head.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna help Evie investigate the room for documents regarding this sword and/or magic sword.
Does he pet her head back?
Yeah.
I'm looking through the documents to try and find anything about the sword, or specifically about this certain situation.
All right. Nesmond also moves over. Byroth moves over. Mixie's just staring at fire that continues to burn. Caitlin is currently just holding on to
Staring
the
at the fire or staring at the gems?
probably the gems. But it looks to the rest of the team as if you're being cautious of the fire. And Tickfold's just laying down on the job. First riding the coattails, which I really should come up with a new term, of other team, and then just lazing around on the job. Oh, how your team has fallen. Eve, Maria, Byroth, go ahead and roll me some investigation checks.
I want to
I would
follow
like-
them around and help out too. I'll like look around as well.
Alright, Rauta as well. Investigation.
Alright. I will just assist Ralta then, so she gets advantage. Correct?
I didn't mean
That's
to
all.
click twice. And there go my good rolls for the night.
You got your two.
I have to roll for 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I gave Ralta advantage, so 17 on the first one.
Looks like Nesmond, which makes sense, rolled the highest.
I would help, but I got a squishy here.
I mean, other than... I'm not sure if that's Byroth or Rauta has the 17.
He gave her advantage.
Byroth, yeah, I assisted Rialto with Byroth.
No, okay. And then that's
So they're
17,
both Rialto's rolls.
12, 16, and 18. Nesmond, Rauta, Maria, each, Eve, you were there too. Evie, you were there too. All of you, oh, well, Byroth was also there. I'm just gonna say everyone
Hence the
contributed.
assistance.
But Nesmond then spews this out. Oh, interesting. It seems to be a coordinated front. If we all attack them together, or at least contribute to the amount of 30, a strength roll of consecutive 30, attack with a consecutive amount of damage of 30, or just leave the room alone, the 30 will likely break and shatter the gem, releasing the fire and causing it to go out and revealing the sword. In addition, it'll also bring down the shield around the area, allowing anyone to enter and exit as they please. The shield mainly was there to keep the area safe, keep it guarded from anyone that would try to enter. Maria would know, based on them being here beforehand, and Evie, that the only way entering inside would be the displacement spell Team 9 had to do, which you know said Edward had contributed to that, or that strange hole you guys found in the 6th floor that only flying creatures could discover. When one of your team when one of the military people tried to enter inside with the flying spell or try to get out with the flying spell, it seemed to buffer them out and hit them in the wall, causing them to become paste. So it has to be natural.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Just
So
shreds.
basically, Eve, you can. Unless. Why?
You haven't seen my true power.
That's probably
You
how the
said
flying rats and
magical, right?
the wyverns been able to get in, but nothing else.
You're
I'm
saying rat.
concerned by the fact that the wyvern's right on top of the sig.
Because the other way
Nope.
looks weird.
He's trained.
Shush.
Just landed on his horns like a branch.
Fair.
A giant parrot.
Other than that, you can tell this was placed like this for two specific reasons. One, to now allow anyone to enter inside and acquire the blade. Doing so would cause them to go into a strange sense of self. They're not exactly sure what blade attributes to what factor, but they do believe that this one attributes to a great amount of. Well, it's tough to tell. Based on the parameters of what they've been trying to acquire from it, it can either be the blade of lust, or the blade of greed. They're not exactly too sure which one it is, though. And the second factor was to make sure that the effects of the blade don't spread out beyond itself. They're not actually sure if that's even possible, but that is one of the reasons why they did this.
Hey team, does this sound like one of those blades of seven sins or whatever we are supposed to be roll?
A quick question. Did my say about the shield if we should take it down or not, or did Section 9 say about it?
Section 9's main parameters of this investigation was to help you and Maria explore this site. For some reason, Maria really wanted to go here, and you allowed this to happen because you're friends and stuff. The second thing was to see if you could discover and find out any new ways of entering into this area, exploring and discovering, as well as seeing if a home base, if possible, could be found.
So technically, this could be classified as a home base. This tower.
Correct.
So, I would take that as Evie's best interest would be to get rid of the shield instead of keeping it up.
Yeah.
Even though everyone can enter, but
I mean, the building itself is near impregnable as well. Even if the shield is causing things to not allow to be entered, it's still a very strong fortification. No other, let's call them teams, have been able to enter.
And then if the shield's down, we can leave, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Toss a rope out the 6th floor window.
Well, I mean, if there's
I
another
don't think we
exit.
have enough room.
Yeah, we have it. We have enough flyers though. We could just.
Well, you
ferry
have
them.
enough. You have enough chain in your bag.
That's true. I definitely have enough chain.
I think it would be in our best interest to possibly destroy the shield around.
Okay. And
Okay, so if we want to do big damage,
I'm a little concerned about the sword itself, but perhaps we could leave it here, unless any of you are willing to test it out.
Yeah.
I have a knapsack
want
with a
to.
pocket dimension.
Does it
I
say
could throw it
anywhere
into
about...
pocket dimension. I don't know.
Does it say anywhere about the sword exactly how the lust or greed works? Like, do you have to touch it, or
From what you can tell, they haven't actually even bothered to touch it. They've been extracting its power slowly and surely with a strange spell. It is impossible to decipher unless you have the alchemist background, the surprisingly enough urchin background, or what was it called again?
fuck you, Mixie? Why are you criminal background?
Ooh, so close.
Far Traveler, that's
I
it.
kn-
Background.
I knew I should have had my fucking rat.
Nesman's Far Traveler.
Okay. Nesman, you can tell that this is something close to the move Absorb in Pokemon. Basically, this spell absorbs any other magical properties around it, surrounding it, of non-organic matter, and sometimes organic matter, but you have to attune it to that. It's able to absorb magical properties and then repeat the process continuously until you decide to let go. They were apparently using a spell to extract its potential as well as its energy source. If used correctly or at times incorrectly, it could house a great amount of information as well as energy. There's also potential risks, but if scientists, if it's worth the risk, it could be beneficial or at least worth a reward. Nesmond could perhaps learn this spell, though.
You could perhaps learn.
Nesmith, what happens if we end the spell?
From what
It
Nesmond
would like violently? Would it explode?
Nesmond states, no, it just end. From what you can tell and from the notes, it just ends immediately. The stones themselves were, technically the rubies themselves were just casting the spell absorb and then fine-tuning into the fire, thereby continuously giving it a source of energy to burn up.
Could I just cast dispel magic on such a thing? Can I undo such magic?
You're gonna have to do it 3 times at the exact same time.
So it requires at least 3 spellcasters to do that.
Or 30 points of damage on each stone.
At the same time.
Same time.
On each
Is it
stone,
exactly
there are
30
4
points?
stones.
And on that, I have an idea.
Yes.
That maybe it do it. Do you think those stones just would have the same problem with fire damage than with any other magic? Or would they just absorb it? I'm just thinking out loud here.
What I've been told, there's a fire in the middle.
Eevee got a natural 20. You can tell that if you hit it with magic, it would absorb the magic and cause it to burn.
It is an absorb spell.
Magical damage is out of the picture.
So you see Sigvald twitching at the beads around his neck and saying, "So fireballs probably will not do the job, right?"
Probably not.
It would probably be best if those who are stronger with physical weapons.
How many crystals are there? 4 or 3?
3.
3. So that means in total we'd have to do 90 damage in 1 turn.
Yeah.
Is it in
With-
one turn? Or
Yeah, 1 turn, all
Mhm.
of them at the same time.
All at once.
All of them at the same time.
You know there
And
are
it
other
has to be
people in the
mostly
tower.
physical.
There are other people in the tower. You could perhaps get them, recruit them, find the other missing members of Team 9, up to you.
Because
Are you
the other
discussing social
option was
responsibility?
What was that?
Let's look around some more, I guess. Then.
The other option was 3 simultaneous dispel magic.
dispels. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Mhm.
I was like, I can't remember.
I
if
have
I
a
that. Do I
dispel
have
magic.
that?
Let me take the.
I
Frogman, I know you don't want it to nod if you can dispel magic.
Realty does not have
I
dispel
don't.
magic.
Darn it! I thought
Clerics
I
usually
thought I
get
did.
spell magic.
They can.
Clerics, yeah. Dispel magic and remove curse. Both of them. 3rd level.
I know Nesmond has it.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
I think
just
literally
don't know
every
why
class
it's
except
not
Ranger
on my
can get.
list.
So that's 2 of us. Did Frog Guy nod when he was tasked?
Well, if I'm a cleric and if it allows me to spell magic, then I would be able to do it as well.
Only
Byroth,
if
because
had
you've
it
been
preferred.
keeping an insight check on the frog, technically he's a lizard, man, he seems to be quiet, trying to be in the background. When you guys were discussing this, maybe to perhaps get you guys to look for his team. But he does know to spell magic. He does shake his head, like, in the background going, yeah, I know this, but no one pay attention to me.
I turn around at that point and I'm just like apologizing, saying, I'm so sorry I didn't see you.
You should really pay attention to someone like that.
I'll be right back.
Dark, my friend, we have neglected your feelings. You are worried for the rest of your team. Please,
Dogma.
you show us where you are separated.
Would I know if he spoke Draconic, being a lizard folk?
He didn't speak.
Are you talking as Nesmond or Morea?
As Maria.
You know that this is a strange, rare type of lizard folk from the Underdark. However, this Underdark goes below that. When things go bump in the night, you think of the drow, you think of the things that can burrow into your mind. This guy goes deeper than that. He's also super adorable. And you believe it might be something around the lines of either Undercommon, Draconic, Deep Speech, you don't know.
Look at
Please,
that smile.
it's called Deep Croak. Let it be Deep Croak.
Deep too.
If somehow one of you is able to, like... no, you gotta be knocked out, same as Byroth. But in the meanwhile, as you guys try to decipher on doing what you're doing, because you do have a plan, Byroth walks over to the 2 knocked out people.
Byron?
Nope, Sigvald does.
Oh, right,
Sigvald
sorry.
does.
For some reason, I get your names
Yeah,
mixed up. It made no sense.
Yeah.
It's because they're Norse, or my guy's Russian, and his.
It is because Byron is Russian, yes, indeed.
Anyway, Sigvald, what are you doing?
Anyway. Are they still out cold?
Yes?
I'm gonna walk towards the door. I'm gonna knock the door.
You knock on the door and you hear a perforating sound of metal. The door's metal, so that makes sense.
Anybody in there?
No one makes a noise. You knock on the door and you hear the metal clanging, but you don't hear any, like, reverberating sound from a empty room.
Okay. I would like to investigate the door itself to see if it is trapped or any way or shape or kind of form.
It doesn't seem trapped, but it is heavily fortified.
And curiosity killed the cat.
It'll take like
Carry
30
on.
seconds to unhinge it and open the door.
Okay. How long would it take to close it back again?
Like 2 seconds. If you have like a
Okay.
strength of 18.
And if you have a strength of 11,
Like 4 seconds.
Right or towards that.
okay, I will unhinge the door, and I'll put it open a wee bit so I can peek in.
All right. Maria, as you say, hey, do you know where your friends are? The frog person points up, points down, and points around. They have been separated for some time and separated in different rooms. That being said, Sigvold manages to open the door without an issue and go ahead and roll a strength saving throw. As whatever this room is, it's currently sucking you in as if a empty vacuum is space. Which, now that I think
Okay.
about it, makes
I-
no sense. Begins to draw you in.
By the way, which way does the door open? That was my other question.
Technically you push in.
Ah, okay, yeah. That makes sense. Okay. The strength saving throw. That's not a 15.
Yeah, no. Reveal area.
Reveal area.
Oh, that's definitely not good. It's the all
Classic.
3D.
As you open the door and then realize that something is causing a vacuum to draw you in, you try to close the door. However, it's pretty dang strong, and you just slip through the door, hit one of the walls, and are now entrapped in this bubble. The metal door clangs behind you and re-closes. If you had to guess, it's a security measure to make sure no one accidentally leaves it open. That being said, the two people inside appear to be conscious, and likely one of them is causing this bubble of manifestation of
Okay.
whatever this
I'm-
is, to be a safe space.
Okay. I will use my telepathy to talk with the person.
Good, because you can't make any noise in here.
I kinda guessed that.
Yeah.
So, anybody here knows how to get out of here?
The woman in the right and the man at the left look towards you and go, "Oh, thank God. I've been able to communicate for about 2 weeks now. Don't have any food, do you? We're kind of running low." The woman then states, "Don't listen to him. Not really. Unless someone knows what's inside this room, you can't exactly prepare yourself for it. If I had to guess, someone would need to create some sort of strong metallic structure, but bendable as well, and allow the door to move slightly and draw the thing in, and then be able to crane us out. Other than that, I don't think we can get out from this side." Unless you have an idea. There seems to be a created space of negative space.
Negative space. Could I make an Arcana check, please?
Sure can.
Arcana, here we go. Don't let me down.
This is some
Wish you had smell.
heavy duty magic. If you had to guess, and if you had to, let's say, not combine it, compare it to something, it would likely be that strange shining carpet you saw a couple of floors down. It's similar, but not exactly the same. While that one led you to a strange vortex of an area that is swirling magic, chaos in general, this one leads and forms its own temporary space of nothingness. If you had to guess, this was likely an area someone was creating and crafting, but never got around to actually finishing the job. That being said, high-level magic basically creating their own demi-plane within the closet.
I just hate it when people don't finish up their work before they leave.
Or died.
Or died. Technicality. So now I wished I didn't take counterspell, but dispel magic.
Uh-huh.
The woman then states, do you have maybe Dimension Door? That might work.
You wished. I wished.
In the meantime, the frog points around, up and down, gesturing all around.
Do we hear that door close or anything?
You heard
He said he was leaving.
strange sound at a distance. If anyone has a passive perception of 18, they would have heard something.
Kidding. Passive
I
18.
do.
Oh,
Ashman does.
You look
Playing
around.
Mario.
You look around and you hear a sound at a distance. You're not exactly sure what it is. Not a snake, but steam. Actually,
What?
you go ahead.
What would happen with those two people that were KO on the floor? Would they not be dragged in as well?
They were far enough away that the door safety locks triggered before they could be dragged in.
Of course they would.
Oh no, wait. The girl isn't close. Was close enough. She's dragged in now. Still unconscious though.
Just flopping around in your void bubble.
No, wait, Maria. You live with Evie, so you would know what it is. In the distance, you heard some strange safety mechanism activate. It likely clears out the area of any potential harm and threat. Safety door, if you will, closed.
Fair enough. I'm ignoring it and just waiting for a response to the second question from the frog.
That's fair. They nod their head.
I'll simply sort of gesture to the door and in Draconic again say, lead the way.
They move forwards.
Possible.
And then in common, I'll tell Evie that he's leading us to his comrades. And I'll begin following.
Does Sir Edward look injured in any way, by the way?
What was that?
Does
Sir
Edward look damaged?
Yeah.
He looks as if he was preserved, if that makes any sense.
Sort of- Are we talking cryostasis or mummified?
Pickles.
Pickles.
Well, I could
Well,
open my
it's
fucking character sheet
he's a
up.
lizard guy. That's tricky to.
he's a pickled lizard.
Technically.
Speaking of lost comrades, where has Sigvold gotten off?
The real question is how did Sir Froggo get out of my arms?
I mean, I can tell you, but you don't know.
Misty step.
Counterspell.
Counter
For fuck's sake,
spell.
I can't open my stupid character sheet. I'm pretty sure I pressed fucking, I can't say the word. As it comes.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah.
Prestidigitation.
Wait, what? To clean him?
Yeah.
No, if he's dirty, I'll cast prestidigitation and use it on him.
All right, he was a little wet due to the pickling incident. Thanks you, gives you a thumbs up. I mean, you assume it's a thumb. He only has 3 fingers on each hand. Goes up the ladder, goes down the ladder, and goes back to the area you guys encountered, the whole dimensional vortex rug. The 2 people are currently still there. All right, that should do it. Oh, you're new here. Can I... And then looking at the person that threw her other team inside. Oh, you're with them. Look, if you're trying to throw us in again, we just managed to create a system to get them out. Sir Edward looks happy. Maria, you believe that one of his teammates is inside this vortex.
That's
Can
awkward.
Byron follow them down?
I'm just gonna be. There's gonna be a look of confusion as to throwing them down, and then a shake of the head with a sort of a not at all. I'm here to aid this friend in finding their comrades.
All right. Fair enough.
Is there any way we could help?
Yes, just make sure your teammate there doesn't cut the line. I mean, it's magical, but I would rather not her mess with it.
I draw my sword because it's a walking cane.
They move forwards, and you see an ethereal chain attached to them and attached to the bed. All right, we're going in. If we see any of your friends, we'll draw them out. Deal?
With you if you want.
Get a rope.
Just stare daggers at you.
Hey,
There's
listen.
gonna be a thank you and a curtsy from Maria in response.
You'll notice that Rialta and Byroth have both imposed themselves bodily between Caitlin and the rope.
Evie's also
They both get pulled in. Oh my!
They both jumped in. There's an ethereal chain attached to them and the bed.
Well, not that I'm being stopped from helping them. I kind of want to cut the bed thing.
If you guys want to jump in and assist, you can. You just need to make sure you find some sort of chain, grab onto the ethereal chain, and make sure you don't let go.
Rex,
I remember you saying that you could fly.
I think I'm just gonna stand next to the chain and keep guard over it.
Guarding chain. Horse.
All
Pretty
right.
sure you said you can fly. If you can fly, you can get in.
Of the tower.
That's crazy.
Anyways, 30 minutes later, after trying to get Caitlin to not jump into the vortex of infinite doom, they managed to tug themselves out.
If I see the chain like starting to shake, like someone's climbing it, I'll help. Just like pull
Like,
it out.
tug it along, me too.
That helps
I'm-
because they need to make a good roll, and they just barely didn't pass it. So I'm gonna give them advantage again.
Can I also help?
Oh, okay. I'll give you them your proficiency then.
Like, we're pulling
wanna
it
break
up
that
as
bed.
we feel them struggling to come up.
Oh. If Evie didn't help, they would have died. Well, they would have been stuck.
Hey, I did some.
Yay!
Thankfully enough, they
Sort of
managed to get themselves out. You see before you the man that Caitlin accidentally or unaccidentally threw in. And
100%
then,
on purpose.
yeah, and then another strange man with three
Signal
eyes,
knocked him in.
white hair, and a strange color pattern of purple and gray skin tone. This
Gross.
person actually can speak with you, though. Oh, thanks. It's been there for about 2 weeks.
Do
No
any of them
problem.
look
I'm here to help,
good?
friend.
Takes all the credit.
Just
He looks towards the emerald person whose name you've never gotten and goes, "Oh, is she the one?" She nods. "Oh, well, I need to keep an eye on you."
Do any of them look injured? Or
You can tell the man that was currently speaking, the man with three eyes, does look heavily beat up, as if the wind was cutting his skin, like
I'm immediately
everywhere.
going over and sort of bandaging him up and healing him.
Right.
yeah, there is such a thing as windburn, people. It's for real.
I will do that once my fucking game reloads.
That's
Oh.
fine.
Crashed.
You do that. It helps him out tremendously because he's been in there for 2 weeks.
I will also hand him a ration.
If you guys don't remember, this is what it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Oh my.
The realm of infinite death.
But that's
I'll
neither
bust
here
out
or there.
the decanter of infinite water and give everybody some drinks.
You guys assist, help
Yeah, I'm
out,
just-
and make sure he doesn't die of dehydration and the like. Thanks. I was running low on energy and blood.
You too. Some
yeah,
people just don't
Caitlin's
share.
like, rats.
At any rate,
Uh,
thanks for helping out Sir Edward. He was one of the first to go down. How did you get
Yeah,
him
he-
out of that area, though?
Good boy.
I don't know actually. How did we get him out of there?
Let me tell you a story of how I saved your party. I had somebody open a coffin. He was there.
Oh,
I carried
that's
him.
interesting. Only something not dead or alive can open that.
Crazy. Don't worry about that.
Otherwise, it drags you in.
Don't worry about that.
Oh my gosh.
Does anyone else look injured?
My feelings look hurt.
The man
Oh.
does look a bit scraped up, but he's perfectly fine. He was only there for 10 minutes, technically.
I'm still bandaging him up.
So if I have Thorn Whip, like when I'm over here and I Thorn, can I like drag him back in?
You can do that, yes, but keep in mind, I'm not telling you no.
Listen, a dogma. The temptation commands me to
No,
think about.
I get it. If you want to do it, that's fine. I'm just telling you, Sir Edward is level 13. You believe his companion is at least equivalent.
I believe that Sir Edward is a frog in a
Listen,
cape and a hat.
You said you were lawful evil, not chaotic evil.
Hey, I'm open to alignment shifts.
I'm just saying it's possible.
Then go neutral.
You do manage to heal him up, looks towards you kindly and goes, thanks. Looks towards Caitlin and goes, keep that one away from me if you can. Rather not
I didn't even
fight
knock you
this
in.
team.
Just remember, we helped you several times, so
To
less
be
with the
fair,
vendetta towards whole team. It's not.
by the way,
Still me.
Dogma,
Mm-hmm.
we tried to push one in, which was the lady, and the other one fell in on his own accord.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you
just put
paralyzed him.
on- Yeah, you put that thing on him and then he
Hypnotized.
fell in.
Wait
No,
until he was
actually, I
leaning over the hole, the whammy on.
Even if you
I only helped him doing that. It's not like I needed to push him or anything.
Listen, this is semantics. She's convinced that you knocked him in the hole.
She's convinced I could hold him in there.
Yeah, to be fair, she thinks she pushed him in there.
pulled him in or out doesn't really matter. He knows that you paralyzed him, or hypnotized, if you will, to stop moving, and when you stopped him moving, he was literally bending over.
If you don't tie your shoes next to the drum of it.
So, three-eyed friend, what is your name?
Oh, that's right. Sorry about that. It's been a while since I've spoken with anyone. Isn't that right, Edward? Doesn't say anything. I forgot.
He talks with ideals, not his words.
No, he speaks with undercommon to extravagant and, no, not extravagant. Dangerous amount of force that it causes someone without the proper attunement to go down. Luckily enough, it's not fatal, but it causes your mind to practically rupture. At any rate, though, my name's Brian.
Hello, Brian. Edward seems to indicate there were other members of your team that have gone missing.
Oh, that's right. Is it? Edward nods. Ooh, that's gonna be troubling then. Quick question. Did anyone try to enter into that vacuum space of room that no one can exit from?
What floor is that on?
5? Where Edward was?
There's two people standing there that got knocked out because they just cannot take gas. So maybe.
Only Caitlin has been to this floor.
What are you talking about? Sigma was there too.
Where is Sigvald?
Yeah, where is he?
I assume he's preparing me the finest of wine.
In the meantime, Sigvald, it's been about 30 minutes, and your team, friends, maybe, have not even bothered to look for you.
It's almost
I
like
mean,
you should
technically
trust them
he-
more and tell them where you're going so you can be safe.
I attempted to
Uh,
hear the door close.
He doesn't know. We haven't looked for him. Maybe it's just really hard.
Ah, fair.
I-
Tigvold, your team has yet to find you. You believe they might be searching for you from end to end, maybe at the ends of the earth, and trying to find a way to find you once more. Or they haven't even bothered to look for you. It's been like 30 minutes.
What are you
Okay.
talking about? I am a tool for my mistress, and if a tool goes missing, you buy a new one. He's fully acceptant of this.
He's getting it.
Yeah, you're getting it. In the meantime, the two people look towards the unconscious person and goes, friend of yours?
What two of them? Are the two of them are asking it? Not just one of them?
The man is.
I think it's a friend of him. I point towards the other guy.
The other guy is on the other side of the door.
No. I am in there with two other people and the unconscious one. One of
Yeah,
them is
from that
asking, and I'm
token-
pointing towards the other guy.
I was actually really hoping that was the token on the left was the female, like the gross orc thing, and the like putting their hands up in their hair and like not wearing a shirt was the like just some like shirtless dude who was in like I'm in a boy band.
Oh, you got me. No, it's not. But it would have been funny if I thought of that.
I like his hair.
Like his hair.
Here is good. The man goes, friend of yours. You go, no, it's his, pointing through the metal door. Oh, do you think they could help us?
There is one on the other side that's out cold. Do you guys know what that coffin does in the other room, by any chance?
Oh, that. That had our friend, Edward, thrown inside. We're not exactly sure what happened exactly. But the area clouded in a strange, perfect not vacuum, chemical scent, causing people to perhaps be knocked out. At least anyone living normally.
Ah,
He managed to knock
Yeah,
us
because-
out, and in an instant, before we regained consciousness, we saw him being thrown in. Next thing we
Okay,
knew it,
so-
we were looking around, opened this door, and got thrown in ourselves. Luckily enough, I managed to throw another friend of ours out before we could all be trapped here.
So you're with the Toad Man, okay.
Toad?
I think they will eventually find us because they've gotta look for our friends.
If you say so, the woman then speaks. It's possible, but this area is a death trap. Unless you're someone of high intelligence, you'll likely fall into a few ensnared traps yourselves.
You're saying that. Damn. I am the smartest of my friends, technically. This is-
If that's
Says the guy in
true,
the void.
yeah, the woman's about to
What?
say, if that's true, your team's in grave danger.
They know about the carpet, and we have survived so far, so I think we should be okay.
The carpet's just one of many things. If they aren't careful, they will fall and succumb to various other entities.
Oh, really? Okay, interesting.
Yes. But anyways, should we wake this one up?
Nah, let's leave her there because she will yell at me.
Alright. 10 minutes later, after everyone's bandaged up and good to go, Brian then states, anyways, thanks again. So your team's missing, my team's missing. I still need to look for two... Oh, wait. The boss isn't here either. I'm gonna have to look for 3 people then. If you want, you can help, or I can go alone.
No, my friend.
You've already done enough.
We shall go together. For my friend So Toadsworth here needs my help.
Toadsworth, you seem to know a general direction of where your friends were lost. Continue to lead us.
I will follow you, my master.
He shakes his head no.
Fuck.
His name is Sir Edward. Sorry.
He's yet to not respond to.
I mean, he's responding to anything because he hasn't been able to speak with anyone, like, ever. But in at least 2 weeks, he hasn't had humanoid contact. Brian then states, he was taken after everyone else. Not everyone else. He was taken nearly first.
Okay, so then you, Brian, you know her.
I was taken first.
Then how would you know if he was taken nearly first?
Isn't he 2 floors above you?
Okay, so no one is taken below us. Let's just work our way up.
Hold on 1 second. I take out my bed. Hey Sigvo, where are you?
No response. Different dimension. They don't work.
Doesn't he have like a telepathic?
Did you ignore my
thing,
call?
or no, that doesn't work.
Sigvald's telepathy needs sight.
My telepathy needs sight. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sigvo, ignore my call one more time.
Byroth, you can
I've
tell
got,
that.
2 questions.
Go ahead.
How tall Edward is, and is the separator made of glass?
Edward is 5'5". What's made of glass?
The separator.
The separator is made out of what's it called again? It is glass, but it's the glass that has different colors and it
Stained glass.
Stained glass. Thank you.
Okay.
It is not see-through, but it is made of glass. Brian then states,
I feel when the toad's taller than me.
How tall is the toad?
He's
5'5".
5'5". He's a lizard folk.
Alright, I'm
Wow,
taller than
he's
my
taller
master.
than me too.
Fucking midgets.
Byroth, you can tell Brian isn't exactly telling the truth, the full truth, and nothing but the truth. He somehow knows more information than he should.
Actually, Brian, how did you survive 3 weeks in Void with no food or water?
2 weeks.
2 weeks? Still so long.
Have you ever heard of a... No, maybe? I don't know. You seem to be intelligent enough. Have you ever heard something known as a construct?
I don't know. I spent most of my time in the wilderness. But
It's
that's
made
the
out of
sort
metal.
thing.
Byroth would have probably
yeah,
heard
so that's
rumors about it.
Fucking
I have
pieces
heard
and
tell
metal.
of these amazing machine.
I have some of my organic parts replaced after
Fascinating.
a good amount of damage.
Sad. That means less blood.
You must tell me of this later. But this is what has kept you alive?
At least sustained.
The merging of man and metal. My God.
You're wearing armor right now.
Yeah, wearing.
Let's see here. Maria might know something that Byroth completely ignored.
The fact that little hat might be a helm of comprehend languages?
Yeah,
Um,
Maria would know. Maria, you can tell that Brian, well, you can tell that's his actual name. It's weird. But you can tell that he has 3 eyes. You've heard of creatures similar to him, again, in the very deeps and dark areas. If the Underdark is where creepy things lie, underneath there lies even more strange, bizarre creatures. Brian is able to telepathically communicate and delve into another's mind, explore and gather information. The person themselves is able to see that someone is inside their own mind, may not be able to do anything, so he either hasn't done it to any one of you, or has at the very least, done it to Edward.
I am
Interesting.
Brian, you must show me. Byroth has no tact. Show me this amazing thing. This merger of flesh and machine and metal.
Sure. He lifts up his shirt, and you can see that there's a metallic graft right literally on his skin.
Holy shit. Byroth buys it. This is the most amazing thing I have ever seen. We will speak of this much more later.
I want a divorce. I walk out the room.
Puts down his shirt. Anyways, can you help me?
That's Brian, not Edward.
I know what she said.
Brian then states, anyways, you've done enough. If you'd like, you can get out of here, explore, just be careful. Some of the things in here aren't exactly what they appear to be. Looking down at the carpet of void. Just be careful for the door that you found Edward in.
What is wrong with this door?
This door's fine. I'm talking about the one in level 5.
This door in the room where we find Edward.
I don't know.
So
But aren't
why
there...
do you...
Did he tell us that people were behind it?
No, because Edward doesn't know if there are still people behind it. You can infer, or at least guess, Maria would know, that Brian is somehow getting information from Edward. At any rate, Caitlin, where are you going?
Oh, I'm gonna go look for Sigvald. I've yet to receive the finest of wine.
Alright. You explore around the area, go back to where Mixie and Nesmin are currently
Byroth.
talking.
Byroth is gonna leave as well. He's okay, guys. Good talk. Happy to save everyone. Let's go keep looking for the rest of Drug Guy's team. Actually, now that he's mentioned the door, that's good enough reason that I want to go see this door.
Derpity derp. I don't know how to get my horse up these stairs.
You drag them there.
Sweet.
Does everyone else
Awesome.
follow, or just continue to look at the carpet?
Mm-hmm. I'm following.
Byroth, you cannot chase after me. It doesn't work like that.
Oh, allow
You are
me.
too small.
As Byroth and Caitlin rush up the stairs, Brian snaps his fingers and a dark void surrounds the area. Actually, it surrounds the very, what's it called? Not Nesmond. Maria just said it. Ba-ba-ba. I'm just gonna call it a divider. The divider turns into a black mirror. He steps inside, pokes out his head at the rest of the team. Are you all coming? Realizes,
Sure.
Byroth, you can't come because you already ran away.
Fine.
I can go.
Yeah, you
right?
can. Rauta, the
You
rest of the
didn't
group, walk in through and immediately are in the 5th floor.
I hope I fit that last step knock Byroth.
Oh.
You both rush in, clearing first, and the rest of the team's already here.
Fucking hacks.
What took you guys so long?
It took you so fast.
Stupid horse was in way.
It's too bad I can't do this through dimensions.
Too bad. Where's this guy's friend at?
Sigvald, in the
He's dead.
distance, you hear some mumbling. That's all you can hear.
I want to slap him, like gently slap him awake.
Well, at least we're getting closer.
You slap him awake. He's about the size of a child, or a Nesmin, or a Mixie.
I believe all children are Nesmin.
Looking towards you, he goes, "What are you doing?"
What are you doing? I'm here
Was
to make new friends.
whatever, weirdo. Have you seen my friend?
Yeah.
Purple
I
hair,
assume-
voice of a goddess, could be a bard, could be a strange sorceric ruin, blade dancer.
Whatever Eldritch core this tower has in store for her, I do not envy.
Whatever, weirdo. Just don't touch
Yes.
the knight's armor in the supplies. Don't
Yeah,
tell
don't
me.
touch this door.
He looks towards the door. He doesn't touch it. She might have been thrown in there. Don't know what
Let's check it
happened.
out though. What's wrong?
Are you
Can we
kidding?
do
There's a.
like an insight
I
check on the
opened
door?
You can.
What?
Ralta,
You
you
gonna
can.
open it?
But he's about to say, "Are you nuts? There's a strange, empty void in there, as if someone was trying to create a space and then just stopped."
Is there a way to open the door without that? Like, do you know of a way that we can open the door without it being all sucking us into the void thingy?
Unless you have something stronger than steel, I doubt you'd be able to hold the door pressed. And
What
even
about
then,
Eldritch Dark?
what was that?
What about a lot of Eldritch Dark?
That would bend. Too fragile. Magic way
Right,
too
we need
fragile. We need metal.
I
Bendable, flexible,
take-
and sturdy.
I reach into my bag of holding and take out that blue chain, or at least a bit of it. What do you make of these? I think it's good steel.
Looks towards you and goes, do you mind if I look at it?
Really examine.
Does this child look injured?
No.
Okay.
He just looked like he was knocked out. Well, I mean, he has red cheeks now because Caitlin slapped him awake, but he's fine.
I'm gonna put a fucking what are they called? Bandage on his cheek.
A plaster.
Oh.
Yeah, plaster on his
Looks towards you,
So
goes,
British.
thank you. Anyways, looks at Byros' chain. He holds it for a second. His eyes glow a strange blue, then turns into a violet hue color. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, where? You know what? Never mind. This will work perfectly. Won't break, won't tatter, but still able to be mendable and flexible. This is good stuff.
Yay.
I thought so. It is mine, you cannot have it. I will let us use it.
And I
Alright.
spool out, I don't know, like 100 feet of it.
There's 500 feet.
Yeah, I just spool out like 100 feet. That's all we need. And then, is there anything in the room I can anchor it to?
Jade moves forwards and creates an ethereal manifestation of a pulley system.
Actually, you know what I'll do? Because there's so much feet, I'll just spool out like 100 feet, and then I'll just start walking around the central spiral case a few times. So it's just wrapped around the whole staircase.
Okay. Her pulley system then disappears. Goes, okay. We can make things
You can
difficult.
still have pulley system for pulling. You can have pulley system in between staircase and door.
Nice.
It's
Yes.
like an anchor just in case.
Staircase is
backup.
just anchor.
She moves over to the staircase and filters it through the pulley system.
Mhm.
The halfling then goes, all right, move. Pointing towards Caitlin. All right, this is going to suck whoever's inside. Inside. And
Okay.
everyone outside. Inside. If you don't want to be...
Just like, yeah, just tie like a stick or something so chain gets sucked in, and then everyone else back away, and then we all pull chain.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, stand over somewhere. Where's my ping? How do I ping?
Mm-hmm. He... everyone basically hovers around the chain in case because he stated it won't break, mendable and flexible. Unless Caitlin decides to just not listen.
I'm so curious what's inside. This is the one time I wish I could.
Yeah, I don't think A bottomless void would be very interesting.
Honestly, if the person wasn't outside game, if the person wasn't casting the shield spell, everyone would have died. Anyways, he begins to open the door and immediately everyone feels almost sucked in. Everyone go ahead and roll a strength saving throw or athletics.
Same diff.
Damn.
Why do I have advantage on? Sorry. That should have been a 9 because I don't have advantage on shit. And realty.
Freaking
Save.
Max.
It makes sense. Byroth, you get immediately hurled inside.
Actually, I'm still connected to the chain because it's definitely not 500 feet.
You get immediately hurled inside, and the chain is currently wrapping out of your
Unspooling,
bag.
yep, from my backpack.
You hit the wall of the bubble and just get absorbed inside. Relta gets immediately sucked inside as well. She forgot to actually hold on to the metal. Everyone else is fine.
Sorry, it was an 8.
The halfling dives inside with the other edge, loops it around Relta, throws it straight towards Byroth, and grabs onto the rest inside. Looks at the rest of the group, realizes this is a way bigger group than he thought, and goes, "Oh, that's just great. Alright, fine." He immediately looks towards the rest of the team and goes, "Who wants to get out first? I can only pull 2 at a time."
Technically, we can't talk in here. Sorry, you already established that.
Uh-huh. He says this, I was about to get to it, and goes, "Oh, that's just great." He then casts, he's gonna expend 5 points.
Fire.
Inside your mind, he then goes, "Alright, who wants to get out first?"
Byroth will say, "I'll grab the unconscious lady. I am not hooked up to the pulley system. It's separate. I will pull her.
No one else
The
hears
rest of you
this
get."
but the guy.
Then I do that.
Then
I'll grab the
the halfling repeats the message to the rest of you. Alright. Because everyone else is assisting, technically, Byroth, go ahead and roll an athletics with advantage.
Yep. $17.
You grab the unconscious one and drag them out.
Huzzah.
Jade creates an ethereal chain attached to your chain, and basically they're flopping in the air, but they're fine. Let's see. He said he can grab 2, so he's grabbing the Section 9 team and just drags them out. He's going to have to expend 3 points, but that's fine. He's running low, though. Relta, you have a bit of the chain still attached to you, so if you want, you can try to drag Sigvald out.
Okay.
Alright. You'll have to roll athletics at advantage.
15.
Oh, that's so close. The check was 15. And you just barely managed to drag out Sigvald. Thankfully enough,
Yay, I helped.
thankfully enough, the chain was also keeping the security system from actually working. And then you hear a hissing sound once again. Maria, you believe this was the thing that was keeping it closed, or the thing you heard a couple hours ago?
Took you guys long enough.
You're the one who wandered off all alone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to be fair, we didn't know you were in there.
Is the lady awake yet? That was knocked out cold. That was with me in there.
She is after the wind stops throwing her in the air, and now she just hits the ground.
Yeah, I came up here to look if these two could help us with finding the rest of his friends, and I nod towards Edward.
I almost said it.
Is she
And
okay or...
She managed to, and suddenly the door opened, and me and the lady got dragged in.
She does have a red face of landing on her face, but she's fine.
Bandage on the cheek.
I want to insight the shit out of this.
You can. The woman looks towards you, goes, "Thanks." What the heck was that? And then, now that they can speak, the woman then states, "Oh, basically someone creating a. You know what? Don't worry about it. Dimension within a closet." Alright, fair enough. Sigvald, that's a negative 15 somehow.
Yeah,
Byroth,
sorry, you sassed Byroth. He had to check you. What do you mean?
I opened the door and I took a peek.
Oh, run off in the magic tower, all alone, next to unconscious bodies in the magical crypt, and open the mysterious door. What could go wrong?
Byroth,
Yeah, but
you
knew why
know,
they
you
were
guys open
unconscious.
every sliding door in this building. One, two.
I don't. I make you open.
Byroth, you know he's not lying, but he's lying through omission.
Yeah, he's avoiding the subject.
But besides that,
I know your trick. Okay,
the woman looks.
all right. Oh, yes, lady who I see.
The woman looks towards you, looks towards Sigvald, and goes, anyways, the name's Violet. Pleasure to meet you. Are you part? No. You were part of. You were the one that spoke with our captain. Anyways, thanks for the assist. The man that got thrown into the void goes, don't trust them! Or at least not that one? Pointing to the
You're
one
welcome.
that's right next to him. Right.
Well, trustworthy. They attacked us while we were looking around, so we protected ourselves. Oh wait, I cannot lie. I
Yeah.
never.
The woman
Okay.
really doesn't care. She goes, I really don't care. I just need to look for the rest of my team. If you don't mind, we'll...
Some of them are done downstairs. How many of them are downstairs? 3?
None.
You saved your.
They all joined you.
Oh, they all joined us. No, they're right there. Are there more? No, of course there are more. I know
yes. There's the captain, her handmaiden, and 3 others.
Okay. What floor did you all materialize on?
The
After
top.
the board?
We left 3
sweet.
there, so they're likely still there. The captain and her handmaiden are likely wandering the floors.
Yeah, didn't we pass them on the way up?
Yeah, there was like two people in here. I don't remember.
No, that was outside when we talked to them. No, we did. We did pass them.
They
it
were
was
It's
like
like
in
a
this.
noble lady and a handmaiden. He literally said
Yeah, actually, they seem to.
actually looking at a noble.
They
Yeah.
they
The
went...
last we saw of them, they were fine.
Yes, they went up the stairs and then you never saw them again.
Oh.
We have not ventured up, but if that is where you started, it seems they would probably be with the rest of your party on top floor.
It's possible. At any rate, we need to go there anyways. We need to... well, we finished exploring, so we need to make sure everyone's accounted for. Thanks for helping.
Before you go, Violet, what is it you are trying to accomplish here?
It's classified, but we're looking for a particular shard of a star, if you must know.
Look no further, friend. We found that.
Really?
Are you? Wait, are you hitting?
Am I hitting on her?
I mean, you did the look no further thing like you were a shining star.
No, we no. Down one floor down, we found the area that needs 3 dispel magic on 3 different gems to unlock.
Yeah, it is like a sword of lust or greed. It's not the shining star.
There's the shards of the 7 sins.
Would I know anything about the Shining Star?
You
Wait, so
technically
on.
would. Actually, Maria would have likely have told you. The falling star is something of an old fairy tale or a wives' tale. It depicts of a strange star falling to the sky from the ground. Not from the ground. That makes no sense. I'm gonna actually look at my notes. Give me a second.
From the ground, you're right.
Fell into the ocean and caused a giant ass
Yeah.
waterfall that's as
Listen,
far as the eye can see.
creation myths don't make sense. The star fell from the ground, okay? Get
No,
over it.
Maria was right.
John's
fell-
soul bomb.
I found my notes anyways. According to legend, the star fell from the sky, it hit the ocean and created a massive cataclysmic event that it caused and to this day still causes a scar within the ocean, a mile long and half a mile in depth. No one can tell or see what's inside, and many believe that this star fractured with an impact. Many also believe that it has scattered throughout the area. This could be the shard of sin that they're talking about, or it could be something completely different.
Ugh, so like every other religion with creation myth.
Nada?
You're the cleric.
Um,
Yeah, I'm the one who worships.
Maria Nesman and
As Evie twitches.
Maria Nesman, Mixie, and Evie would all know that this isn't a creation myth, more as what's it called again? When another era enters into another era, Mixie would know, or at least she would have told her younger sister about this, because it's a fairy tale basically.
Just a changing of eras, essentially. Dark Ages to
Yes.
Middle Ages. Bronze Age to Steel Age.
Ice Age to
Not Ice Age.
yeah.
But it correlated with an event known as the Great Divide, or as the Great Iconoclasm, where many gods, many races, and many people fell, died, or burnt away. It was a basically, lots of people died, and it was a new era. Cataclysmic event. Yes, but I just didn't want to change the wording in my notes. The circumstance was basically so much happened within that point. No one exactly knew what had happened, but the gods themselves went silent, and many other races went dead. The only reason why humans remained was, well, you know, the whole wives' tale, not the wives' tale, of cockroaches being the only things able to survive a nuclear event? That's kind of how humans are.
So humans are cockroaches then.
They're adaptable.
That tracks.
Basically, other races did survive, but in small numbers. Humans were the only ones that adapted fast enough.
I kind of want to talk shit about humans, but at the same time, Caitlin can't figure out how many humans are in this room right now.
Literally, I think
Too many.
half of them aren't.
All right, listen. That means half are gonna be on my side. Humans are like cockroaches in that way.
Anyways, Violet then looks towards you and goes, "Really?"
Yeah.
So you think one of the shards is in this sword?
Potentially.
Well, that's true. I need to speak with my captain about this.
Also, yeah, I just remembered human.
We forget these things sometimes.
Violet, remember one. We saved your life.
I
Do
thank
not
you for it.
Make us.
You're welcome. I'm here to...
Do not make us take your life. We will not attack you, but if you attack us,
So long as you don't get in our way, it should not be a problem.
We need that shard.
Violet, this is not what I said. I said do not attack us.
So long as you don't get in our way, it should not be a problem. You can make your own veiled threat. I can make mine.
I'm
Not
not
a
making
threat,
threat.
Violet. I have saved your life. I ask you one thing. Do not harm.
I will not repeat myself a third time. I thank you for saving my life. I truly do. But I have
Your words have no interest with me. I'm interested in your actions.
exactly.
I have acted. I have saved your.
If possible, I will
What will you
save
do in
your life and spare your life alone.
Damn,
Are we really gonna do this now?
damn, no recognition for saving another's life. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I go upstairs. I know, Relta. Some people just have no respect for the finer things in life. Like
Yeah.
sugar and...
I follow you.
Come on, Sigvold.
Yeah.
We have lives to save.
Nah, fuck that. So boring. Oh, apparently we're going up a floor?
And I'm
I'll
going up
say-
a floor.
Say to
I'm
Brian as we're
following.
walking up the floor. Brian, you are a member of Section 9, yes? If there is conflict, you will be on our side.
No, if there's conflict, I'm gonna protect the two people I was sent here to protect.
This is also the people we were sent here to protect.
Well, then
So all the
we'll make
same-
sure they survive. Simple as that.
Listen, all I am saying is we are on the same team, and if there is hostile to our mission, we will act together. Our mission is the same.
Sure. I don't really understand.
Also, I saved your life. Also, I mean, come on. I'm
Good.
saying that Violet
Technically,
Hair down there and
they
her
did.
mercenary group,
Here to save lives today.
they would not have got out if we did not pull on chains. Also, they would not have thrown in chains if we did not throw in their partner to buy us time, which I didn't agree with at time, but still, without us, you would still be down hole.
So you're wanting me to thank you for throwing their team into a dangerous pit of death, and then
You
thank
did
you
not throw him
again.
in there. He just fell in there.
No. The whole thing with that was throwing an opponent in hole was circumstance. We came back with Sir Edward. We were going to save you, and in fact we did. If I was not pulling on those chains, and if the great EVI blade not pulling on those chains, you would not avoid. A wizard and a ranger jumped in there. They do not have the strength.
Again, I don't know what you're asking me. Are you telling me to kill them? Because I don't kill
No.
things. I don't know why you're
I'm
trying to get me to be on your side to fight them.
I'm not trying to fight them.
Kind of
I'm
sounds
saying
like
if
it.
they attack us,
Why would they?
really might. Because they want that shard.
No, they want a star piece. It might not even be
Shard,
the same
star-
thing.
Yeah, that's might. His religion is crazy.
Look, I'll help you out. You're part of my section. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to kill people. It's not who I am.
I was not suggesting you do this. I suggest if there is conflict, we will be on the same side. Conflict. I do not start conflict.
Are you sure?
I guess this guy doesn't. Yes, no. I'm the one who is the rational one.
I beg to differ, Viral.
in
This
the
whole tower, I've been the one being like, "Don't kill them immediately."
This
Listen,
is true, but he doesn't know that. Or at least he's not diving
I-
into your mind, and you wouldn't know he's able to do that anyways. The only instances he has with your team is someone entered into his void area, told him about this weird group that attacked their team, and threw him in here. Afterwards, your team managed to save him, but he's still wary of your team, mainly Caitlyn.
This is true.
why
But,
is he wearing him?
What
Af-
about
Afterwards,
I know.
Vyroth
It
basically
was
said,
technically.
"You better thank us in a way for saving your life, Violet, and not attack us." And Violet was basically stating, "I won't harm you if it comes to that, but I have a responsibility to my country," which you never actually let her to say.
Which we've asked before, but they wouldn't tell us.
Classified
Didn't ask
information.
Violet that. Violet was a little more loose with the tongue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, if you didn't continue pressing her that way, she would have told you stuff, but it just didn't work out that way, and it was considered hostile, which Brian considered it hostile.
This is this is the way that Scope approaches that, or sorry, Byroth approaches that sort of like tribal like blood bond thing. It's like, I saved your life, at least fucking don't attack me. And he's like, wait, what do you mean maybe?
No, I get it. It's just Brian's thinking it pragmatically.
Role playing.
Roleplay. In the distance, however, Caitlin does manage to get there first, and then Rauta. Do you just
Sure.
walk inside?
Yes, because I can't see any threat. Ooh, look, people.
All right, you see people inside.
Hey, Relta,
Yeah.
food.
Is there food?
Yeah,
I can't
totally.
see
Come
either.
at all this food in here.
I can't see anything.
Around the area, it
Food.
appears to
Yum.
be beds, some rations laid around the area, and then some actually rations on top of some of the wooden side tables.
There's a lot of food in here.
There's not that much food in here.
There's people in here.
Yeah, they're just standing.
I say hello.
No one seems to respond to you.
Then Relta, then you have to curtsy and let them know that you're better.
Yeah,
I'll teach you
curtsy
true
too.
etiquette.
Okay, great. So yeah, I go ahead and do a curtsy, and they still don't respond.
No, they just seem to be ignoring you. In fact,
So
some
I
of you
walk
are
up-
staring straight in your direction, completely blank-faced.
Relta, sometimes people are just too rude to respond, and that's not your fault. You did that curtsy perfectly.
Thank you. I want to walk up and wave my hand in one of their faces and see if they respond to that.
All right. Caitlin, as Relta enters in more inside and goes straight towards the person you know as the captain, she's waving her hands and then just stops. Maybe she's just trying to mimic her. And seeing how long a staring contest continues?
Yeah, we're not doing that. I thorn whip her ass. I'm not going in there. People are freezing. No, let's see what's damn.
You thorn whip her out, and I don't know. She just seems to.
Of course.
Oh, natural 20.
Natural 20.
That's the good yeet.
Oh.
I would like it to be non-lethal, but I don't think I have a choice since it's magic.
He won't take her down, but it's 16 plus 7, is it? That's 23.
I can heal
no.
myself. It's okay.
No, that's 15 damage.
Yeah. I don't know if he doubles the first dice or just adds them together.
Oh,
I
there's
don't-
2 dice there. I thought it was the modifier.
Yeah.
Silly.
No, I don't do that much fucking damage to the cantrip.
No, it's just 8 and 7. If you guys do it
Okay.
and modify it this way, then that's fine. You thorn whip her out, and immediately you feel that the ground around her seemed to almost waver. This is how I'm including the natural 20. Relta, you're fine now. You're not sure
Alright.
what happened, but you lost
And if I
a bit of time.
took. What was that?
You just lost a bit of time for.
Okay. And
Roll-
am I hurt? If I'm hurt, I'm going to heal myself real quick. So I think I
Relta.
have something to do that. Yeah.
Are you okay, buddy?
Yeah, thank you so much. That
You're
was
welcome.
a little weird.
I
don't
pick
know
up
what
my whip
happened
again.
there.
This one.
Whips are the best.
Get fucked. Thorn whip is the clutch.
So, just gotta ask. Everybody in here is.
As you round
It's
the
like-
corner, Sigvald, go ahead.
No? Just go ahead. Let you go around the corner.
No, Sigvald, what were you saying?
is everybody in this like they are in stasis or something?
They're just not moving.
Trapped in time.
Uh-huh. As you go around the corner, Caitlin then begins to throw a thorn whip straight at Terama. Byroth, you and Brian also around the corner, and you see Caitlin attacking Terama. Are you sure?
I pick her up and put her behind me. We shall not cross this line.
Rialto's healing. Who are you saying? Are you sure to?
If you guys aren't hostile.
Oh,
we-
because he's
we
just
are fish-
seeing her whip people.
Yeah, of course the two. Yeah, you see the two of us fish.
Just fucking whoop it ass, right?
Terama did not regain stasis. I mean, she's still in stasis.
Leave her there for now. Brian, before you yell at me, because this is a complete misunderstanding, I whip her.
No, I hammered her.
Oh, you hammered this one? I'm whipping her then.
Yeah, so I chug her over 10 feet unless she makes her strength save.
Can we try to lasso them out
Yeah,
with
that's
like
we're
something
doing
other
it
than
spells.
something? Yeah, but can we try to do it with like rope, maybe?
Or
You-
like
you
this
assume
endless
I have
chain
rope.
I have?
You
I have an
assume we have
endless
rope.
chain. Endless chain over here, guys. We just used it.
Can you throw that chain 25 feet?
It's
Well, it's
500
endless.
feet long, and I'm a big guy, so. I
Yeah,
pretty
and
much
it's a
guarantee,
heavy
yeah.
chain. Right?
Stormhip is just efficient.
I'm landing it.
I'm pulling them in. It's like, what is happening? God.
Basically, your team basically hurts everyone to get back into the area. Vuelta's the only one that actually used rope and got the handmaiden in. Brian looks to the rest of the
I'm
team.
gonna use.
Go ahead, Byroth.
I'm gonna use my healing shard. That item. Wrote it down.
Don't assume what I'm doing.
I think the. Fuck! I wrote this down.
Like heals them, but they have to like pass something to
Yeah.
be healed by it, or not pass it. They have to.
Yeah, something to do with con save.
You have to be like, hey, do you want to be healed? And then use it probably, or else
Yep.
they'll probably be like, resist, because I don't know what
Okay.
this is.
Yes.
I'm gonna use some ointments that I took with me from when we had time to buy uncommon items, right?
And
I'm gonna use one of those ointments right now
Okay.
on her because she is still out of it, right?
I think I can cure some too if anybody else needs healing.
So she regains 12 HP.
Okay. After hitting the other team with weapon assaults, you managed to heal them with some herbs and spices. Some of the members of the other team round the corner. Brian is now just not even sure who you guys are anymore. Violet looks that you're tending to her team, but then realizes that they're frozen and that they have puncture wounds. Currently,
Listen, the whip.
everyone's crowding the stairs. Violet's just staring at you and then goes, "What did you do to my team?" As we end the
Stop
session for today.
We helped them.
Why do you keep digging in my dark past?
Like we actually helped